what? I think that's the best word to say right now. It's not the title, but what the hell was that? Guys, what happened to Dynamite? What the hell? This is a shocker. Not because it's great shock, but it's like they're not doing so good. Honestly, what we just got in this show was a mess that started. Dax Hardwood versus Jay Lethal. Great match. I know I'm skipping over Daniel Garcia and Chris Jericho. I want to do this first. I want to do the matches first. We got a good match. We got a good match out of these two. I didn't have a problem with seeing Dax and Jay Lethal. It was interesting to see Dax by himself. And seeing that Cash was in the back. There's only about Dash. If you look at both of these guys, Dash and Cash, who is the best wrestler between them? When they were the Revival, you always saw them pretty much dead even, and very rarely you ever saw them against one another. Here in AEW, when they had their match, their one full match, you truly saw the one that was the best between the two, and it looks like Dash is a bit better than Cash. Not saying Cash is bad either. Both of them are excellent wrestlers, but Dax can get it done in the ring and talk pretty damn well while doing it. I am surprised at the versatility of this guy. Not saying he never had it, it's just I didn't see much of it because I wasn't watching NXT when he was still wrestling there before he went to the main roster and then before he was destroyed. In the end, we got cheating going on. There was cheating. And Lethal won. But here's where it gets interesting. And for you Impact fans, I'm sure you're going to be happy. At All Out, we're going to have Warlow with FTR. And that's a trios match, as you know. But Sanjay Dutt made it very clear. You are going to get something very interesting at All Out because you're not just going after Jay Lethal and you think it's going to be me and Satnam. No. You are getting Jay Lethal and two of the best that ever was. And they play the Motor City Machine Guns music that has been allowed by Impact Wrestling. I don't think they own it. I don't think Impact owns it, but you never know. But now, at All Out, you're getting FTR, you're getting Warlow, you're getting Jay Lethal, the former world champion and TV champion, the longest reigning TV champion of ROH, and the Motor City Machine Guns. I'm interested. But that's a big question. Not just being interested. Are Motor City Machine Guns done with Impact? Let's be honest. Impact hasn't been doing good either. And I've been saying it for many, many years now that Impact has a major issue with creative and key management. I'm not saying that Motor City Machine Guns jumping ship to AEW, but it does make you wonder, could they? Moving on. We got Colton Gunn versus Billy Gunn, which I don't understand. What was this? Why was there no build-up for this? Why is this rushed? Instead of building this up going into All Out and showing how upset Billy Gunn is, they just rushed this shit. I'm sorry. If anyone likes it, more power to me. No. This is garbage. This is garbage booking. It's not that Billy can't still go in the ring. It's not that Colton didn't look good. It's not that Austin didn't try to back him up and that the Acclaim didn't do what they need to do. No. Why is this being rushed within a few weeks before All Out? Why couldn't you build up a story where Billy gets betrayed by his sons? And he's got to come to terms with that. Why couldn't they go along with what's going on with the documentary that went with him and DX? Why couldn't they use that? No, they are rushing it. It makes no sense. And in the end, when you had to see a Hathaway help out the situation to distract. No. He actually hit Caster with his own boombox. And then Colton nunshot his dad, and he won that way. Now Hathaway has given his calling cards, which the guys have taken. Why is it being rushed? What is going on here? What is the problem with this booking? Why are they rushing this booking? I've heard AEW always make sure they do good booking. And I, over the years, the last 3 years, have said in some cases the booking has been crappy, has been rushed, or they missed the boat with it, where everyone else has not. Tell me if I'm wrong this time. Why can't they do something special with Billy and his kids? I'm just saying. Now, let's go to the opening of the show. And we get Garcia and Jericho. There was a big pop in Cleveland, Ohio. They really did like the music from a Chris Jericho. And they really love Garcia and making it very clear that he's a wrestler, not a sport entertainer. Good. Chris is saying, I know things were kind of busy. I know things were wild. You have done an incredible match of wrestling. I understand you're upset. But you need to apologize. That was not right. Garcia says, I just had my dream. Bryan Danielson is my hero. When I saw him, I wanted to imitate him. And I just had that match with him last week. And now, what I wanted when I was a kid, what I wished for as a kid that I could do, now I'm hoping what just happened now will inspire maybe one of my cousins, maybe our own brother, or some other random kid. This was my dream. And when he stuck his hand out to me, that was my moment, and you ruined it. You ruined that. Chris said he was sorry, but he said, you need to understand you're a sports entertainer. And that is Bryan Danielson coming out. Once he came out, he said, he said it clearly, you can be whatever you want, but they said it, and I agree, you're a wrestler, not a sport entertainer. Should be what you are. And Chris is screaming at him, you need to say it right now, you're a sport entertainer. The thing that was good, that made me botch, is that Garcia didn't feed into it, going with the crowd, going with Chris, or going with Bryan Danielson. He said, I can't do this now. Why you put me on the spot here, in front of them, in front of him? Why am I in front of my hero and my mentor, and I'm put in this spot? I don't want this. And when Chris grabbed his arm, he shoved him. He did not want to do it. He didn't want to shove him. But he did. So there was a good twist to that. I say that has been well booked, where eventually Garcia will come to a head with this, maybe at All Out. But here's where it gets interesting. We get the Lionheart and the American Dragon facing each other. And the Dragon says very clearly, this sports entertainer crap is stupid. And then the Lionheart pretty much says, I've known you for 15 years and you've never been able to get it. You never reached the bar. And pretty much, he asked him one question. That was Bryan Danielson. He said, if your mentor, Stu Hart, and you said earlier that you were the last survivor of the Hart Dungeon, if he was asked, who would be the real wrestler? Is it the Lionheart or the American Dragon? If Bret Hart, also your hero, was asked the same thing, who would be the best wrestler? Is it Lionheart or is it the American Dragon? Which one is it? Made it very clear. They picked me. He didn't say it, but that's what he was going at. And he said, you know what? I'm tired of this. You want the Lionheart? Fine, it'll be at All Out. All right. But then they had Jake Hager come out and whack him behind the neck. And instead of leaving it like that, which I don't agree with, I agree that they should have left it alone. Let Chris leave. But I don't agree that Jake Hager had to come and attack him and wipe him clean. I don't think it was necessary. I don't think you need to go to that tactic. Now, some people want to say, well, that's a sports entertaining tactic. Yeah, that's true. But in this situation, you didn't need to do it. Look what happened when you have Moxley and the Lionheart. I think that could have gone a little bit further for Chris Jericho. Not saying that the JS would be over, but I just believe they could have dragged it just a little bit further before they had to go back to the JS and the sports entertaining crap that people hate, which is good. I'm just saying. Now, let's get this over with right now. Thunder Rosa is out. She's injured. She cannot perform now. And they're going to have a fatal 4-way for the interim women's title. AEW can't catch a break. As far as I understood, guys, I think they've already gotten 4 injuries already. 4. She's one of them. I think there's a couple other people that are still out. But damn, this is bad. This is bad for AEW, particularly what happened with the title versus title match that I'm going to talk about in a minute. But damn, that's bad. Next, we got Britt Baker versus Kylie King. Now, was it a good match? Yeah. And it kind of makes you understand what they're going with. Kylie King, Britt Baker, Toni Storm, and Jamie Hayter are going to be in the Fatal 4-Way at All Out, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I believe that's it. But here, it was necessary to at least show Kylie King and that she can do something. I'm not saying it was a bad match. I'm not saying seeing that Toni Storm come out It's Kylie King, it's Britt Baker, it's Toni Storm, and it's Hiro Kushida. My mistake. I'm sorry. I got that mixed up. My mistake. But seeing them all around one another is fine. For the next 2 weeks, I got to show them so people understand the Fatal 4-Ways for the interim women's title. It's got to be. And I will say this. Seeing that you don't have to be stripped of the title is pretty good. Seeing that the former champion who's out because of injury, who will eventually come back, will really close things down. Instead of having to try and build that person up, you don't need to. That person's already built. Once they deal with the person who has going to be built, it's all right. I'm all right with an interim champion. As long as once it's done, it's done. And you lose one of those titles like they did when it came to when Sammy had to lose his title. No, who was it? The interim before. I can't remember. Anyway, let's leave that. Let's get to the trios match of United Kingdom, which had Will Ospreay and Aussie Open versus Death Triangle. All of them are there. Great match. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the match. I don't like it often, a 6-man title match. Well, not title, but a 6-man tag, which is going to lead to a title eventually because this is part of the trios tournament. This is the semifinals going to the finals. I believe that's going to be next week or the week after. But seeing this, it was fine. Seeing Death Triangle lose here, I'm not too fond of it. But I can understand why they didn't want to have Death Triangle go up against eventually Kenny Omega and the Bucks. I understand that. There's a good possibility they will go up against them. So they wanted someone from United Empire to do it. Good, fine. And then seeing Kenny Omega come out because Will Ospreay is there. Kenny wants to get his hands on him. Don Callis was on commentary, which was fine. I like Don Callis on commentary. He talks well. But seeing that he had to stop Kenny, who's got bands here, band on his leg, he is band up because he's still got a messed up shoulder. He's still got a messed up knee. He's still got those types of support bands on him. And he's ready to go, but he's being stopped by Don. So good, they're trying to build up some interest, some care, and the crowd went freaking crazy for Kenny Omega. I loved it. I'm fine with it. Good. And if it had ended with this, I would have been fine. But they did not. Now, I'm going to skip 2 things before I get to this match. You know I'm going. I'm skipping about Christian versus Jungle Boy. I'm not going to give you my feelings on that. I'm going to leave it. I want to see what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. When it comes to Swerve in Our Glory, and Caster, and, well, when it came to Acclaim and Swerve in Our Glory, I'm also going to skip that. The one thing I am going to talk about is Ricky Starks. He looked good. I know many people don't like Ricky, but I've always liked Ricky. When he was in NWA, I knew there was something about him I liked. I liked how he was. Was he green? Yes. Is he green here? Not as much. He's a lot more seasoned than he was 2 years ago when he went from NWA to AEW. He's grown a bit. So I believe he's grown a lot more than he did. Did he talk well? Yes, he did. He talked very well, making it very clear that, yes, I've been told, and this is what he said, I've been told this is a business, this isn't a friendship. But he said, I know, but at least I thought I had somebody. I thought I was the exception. And he made it very clear how important it was to come back from injury, and Hobbs being the only person that was in his corner when he hurt his neck and was calling him all the time, checking on him, but then felt betrayed so badly. I liked it. I don't know about anybody else, but I did like this segment from Ricky Starks. And he's made it very clear. He's put a challenge for a powerhouse Hobbs. He doesn't care about anything. He doesn't care about the factory. He don't care about trying to get the FTW title. He wants Hobbs on the silver platter. Fine. Good. You don't like it? Give me a good reason why you don't. Because Ricky did a decent job and people did feel it. But here's where, what the hell was that moment? The unification match. The unification match of I don't know if I'm putting images. This video is broken in two halves because my battery died and I had to switch. But if I am putting images in, you see them right now. The unification match, Moxley and CM Punk. What the fuck was that? Why? What? Why? Oh my gosh. This was a disaster. I can understand that if CM Punk is still injured, that they really needed him back and he had to drop the title. I understand it, but oh man, I feel like the positioning was so bad. I know that many people would say, I'm glad this happened, not at the end of the show, but here. But honestly, it was bad to put it there. It was bad. Yes, people were very upset, but I think it should have ended the show because it would have made it very clear, and it should have had Moxley in the damn ring with CM Punk in the back and would have been more effective. We got less than a 4 to 5 minute match. CM Punk's left foot, he kicks, he's in pain, he gets nailed by Moxley, and Moxley now becomes the full unified champion. Everyone was in shock. Taz is saying, did he come back too soon? And to be honest, I don't know. If it's because he is still hurt and he had to drop it, it's because it happened so suddenly and they didn't plan this. But I do believe they did. If you think they didn't plan this, they did. Why would you put the unification match second to last when it should have been last? This was important. And you gave Will Ospreay, Aussie Open, and Death Triangle the closing of the show when the unification match should have been it. So they knew this was happening. I do not believe this just came out of nowhere. I'm just doing devil's advocate. Like some people would say, well, that they didn't know. Yes, they did. That either maybe he's still hurt or they wanted him to drop the title because they want to do something special with Moxley at All Out. But no matter if he was still hurt and they needed the title to just get it over with, or they're going to try something new and different at All Out. This happened to second to the last show instead of them really letting it be the closing. Now, I'm not saying it would have been good. No. This would have been good and people would have gone home mad. But, to be honest, I'd rather have seen it close the show. And Moxley be in the middle of the ring and do what he did in the back. I think he should have been allowed to do that in the back. That's what I think. But this is just me. You guys tell me below. This was I'm like, what the fuck? Maybe people love this. Maybe people hate it. I can't be honest of what we saw here. As I said, I don't agree with what happened. I can understand if they had to do it, if they need to just get the title off of CM Punk because he's just not going to be ready. But still, damn, this is going to make people on this side or this side hot. Either they think this is unfair for CM Punk, they think this is unfair for Moxley, they think there was something stupid going on. It's going to be a big shit show. But you guys tell me below what you think. Peace.